has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Welcome everyone to Darkest Dungeon. I've been meaning to record this for a while, but for the longest time I could not get it to cooperate with any of my recording software. I don't understand. Even with what I'm recording now, I would normally be using old OBS to be doing PC stuff, but it was just lagging like hell, so I'm using the studio for this, and it seems to be working okay. There's going to be a little slowdown. Not much I can do about that. I tried recording this in windowed mode, and it was just actually making things worse. Then it was hard to see stuff, so not happening. So, I've got a bunch of mods loaded. I say a bunch, but almost none of them actually alter the game itself. Let's take a look at what we got here. Of course, let's X this out. Don't need that. That was my test file. Alright. Should I enable that? I suppose we should. I can enable it later. That's the cool thing. I can enable this later. For now, we're going to leave Crimson Court off because I haven't played Crimson Court yet. But the stuff I've heard about the Crimson disease or whatever is pretty nuts. I've got a mod ready to help dampen it a bit, but we'll wait on that a little bit. For now, though, we will keep districts and flagellant, even though the districts we will not see for a long time. I mean, we'll see them, but we won't be able to use them because they are prohibitively expensive. Except for maybe one modded one I have. So we'll go with that. We're going to go with Radiant because I haven't beaten the game yet. Okay, what should I go with for the name? The estate name is it's Honky House. Yeah. We're going to go with Honky House. Now then. Mods. Alright, let's see. I forget the load order. Fuck me. Let's see. I'm adding 3 classes. I tried to add ones that, one, didn't seem powerful. You know, they seemed like they'd be fair. 2, ones that look like they'd fit in. In one case, it's already in the game. The Musketeer. The only thing that's different from the Musketeer that came for backers is this one is, which I am a backer. Although I don't think I pledged high enough. I think I missed that mark. Whatever. This one is slightly different from the other Musketeer. All the Musketeer was just a reskin of the Arbalest. Same exact. I mean, the skills weren't named the same, but they did the same thing. This one is slightly different. Like it's where is it? Musketeer. Go ahead and activate that one. It's got like she's got a stress heal instead of a hit point heal, and there's like one or two other differences I think. We'll take the courtesan. I guess she works the brothel, and she's got some like some light damage attacks and some health and buffs and stuff like that. And the red light district, since she won't have a district, red light district will give her a specific building. So yeah, and we got a palette expansion. Even though I only plan on taking one, because I'm not using a roster expansion of any sort. UI enhancement. Let's see. It's a Hellion skin, inventory expansion. This is like the only thing I'm taking to like really help me, because the inventory is so small. I can't haul anything out of the fucking dungeons. It's lame. Raider leper skin, sure. Use that. Use that. We're not using any topless variants, which there are quite a few topless ones out there for them. It's like none of those. I mean, like even if you like them, they don't really like fit aesthetically. The only one I'd be willing to consider is like for the Hellion, just because that's, you know, she's like a barbarian lady, and barbarians run around like almost naked anyway. So that one would at least like make some sense. But since this is YouTube and I want a little bit of taste in this, yeah. Let's see. That's the one I gotta do stuff in a certain order. Better stagecoach, don't need that. Army of Bone, House full of Piggies. Was it this? These add more kinds of monsters, and it can shuffle things up a bit. New enemy for the cove. Don't need that yet. Town defense. It's neat. It basically adds a new dungeon, but it's poorly translated, and yeah, don't need it. Maybe I'll add it later. But Winter Wonderland just makes maps, snow maps. It looks cool. That's about it. We're not doing Pitch Black Dungeon. Maybe sometime down in the future. Another Plague Doctor one, Cartlek one. That's just a female skin for the Jester. Female Highwayman skin. The Falconer is the other one I was going to use. This one looks like the courtesan looks pretty decent, although it looks like it's kind of ripped from how the Hellion looks in many ways. But the Falconer looks like there was a lot of effort put into it. It looked like it's often apparently mistaken for being like a legit class. Maybe like it was cut out or something like that. So we'll go with that. Female Crusader skin. Female Occultist. Morgaine skins. What was the one I was supposed to put later? Do I have to do that first in the load order? I think so. I think. Load order always kind of confuses me. Inventory expansion. That one makes sense to load that one early. I don't even know why I have like 2 or 3 different grave robber ones. Since at the most I'll take 2. I plan on taking 2 of most classes, but some there's just not enough room even with all upgrades, so I just can only take 1 of some. Like I'll probably only have 1 antiquarian, 1 abomination. I thought I downloaded an abomination. Oh wait, I didn't download the abomination one because they actually made tweaks to the class itself, and I'm not really looking for that. I'm not looking for advantages, really, except for the inventory thing. That will do. I think we can add more later. All right, let's get started with Honky House. I tested most of these before. There's a few skins I didn't get a chance to try because I didn't have the appropriate classes in my roster. So I hope they work.
Old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors.
Oh dear.
So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
The stagecoach driver was clearly loving it. In the future, I might be doing things where, like, I'll be streaming this and be chatting with people online. So we may get some, just some group chat going on, just to shoot the shit while I'm doing things like, typical dungeon grinding and stuff like that. Now, I haven't gotten too far into this game on any of the files I've played before. I've played quite a fair bit between PS4 and PC, but like, I had only played the full release version of this for the first time a couple days ago on PC because I'd played a bunch of the beta and stuff like that. But yeah. Can I say? I can change your skin here. We'll do that later. Alright. Can I snuff the torch? How do I snuff torch? Oh, shit. To snuff out torch, eh?
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows.
There's a chance I can get some extra loot if I do this.
Gold.
So I'm gonna try for this.
Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
I'm not really concerned about not really concerned about hit point damage here because at the end of every dungeon all your hit points are healed. I don't want to take too much stress, which having a snuffed out torch does not help that at all. But yeah.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
So you got $700 for that. That's amazing. I'm hoping I get a key.
Hacks laden with loot are often low on supplies. Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places. An ambush.
Oof!
Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Yeah, boy. Donk. Go for that stun. Yeah, you like it, fat boy? Oh, I hate that shit. Does not like it. God damn.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves. Prodigious
BAM!
stone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Okay, we're fine. We're fine. He can't hit us at this point. Or you can't hit Dismas. You always start off with these two, Riddle and Dismas.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Damn. Okay, I was really hoping for a key here. Do not touch this chest. This is one special chest in the game. You can never come back to it. If we would have gotten a key from one of those battles, we could have used it to open this safely and get some free loot. But not happening. Oh well. We did get more money than usual though, so that's neat. That was worth it. And we get 5,000 bucks just for arriving. Got a lot more cash than usual. Hey! That's not bad at all. So we get these things called positive quirks sometimes after adventures. Sometimes you get them during adventures, based on things you interact with. Now,
Welcome
in this
home,
game...
such as it is. This
Yeah.
squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. And you are
Neat.
bound to them.
Then we get here, we get so many heirlooms and stuff like that. These are used to upgrade buildings. This is your weekly report, things that happen. These are all the goals you have to carry out at some point. I don't know if you have to do all of them? I don't know. Can't remember what the actual point of it was. Okay, now, first thing you want to do on a new week is go to your stagecoach.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Yay! So we got 2 recruits this week, and every week we will get 2 more.
What laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield.
Now we'll get into who we got here in just a second. But here's some examples of some of the upgrades we can get. This is to increase roster size. We don't need to do that yet because we're just fine on size. We can do this though. By spending 4 of our emblems, I guess, and 3 of these documents. What are they called? Deeds. Crests, deeds, portraits, and busts. Right. So for 3 deeds and 4 crests, we can increase the number of heroes we get each week to 3. You want to do that. And let's go ahead and do this one too, so we can go ahead and get 4 a week, so we can start weeding out what we want. At most, all we want of each class is 2. This is my opinion. Some people will probably say, eh.
Here, in the mud and rain.
Don't need that yet. We'll wait until like a week or 2 from now. See if we actually need it. Alright. Now, what we got here is... Well, I guess I should go over everybody. Meet Ronald. He's a crusader. He's a kleptomaniac, and it's really bad. You want to get rid of that ASAP. More on that later. He's also a warrior of light. He gets more damage if your torch level is above 75. And we'll only pray for stress relief, which... Stress is your biggest problem in this game. You'll heal all your hit points when you come out of the dungeon, but these little blips right here, this is your stress level. Your stress goes up to 200. Once it hits 100, you have a chance of acquiring a temporary debuff that makes you do weird things in battle. Like you'll hurt yourself, you'll hurt others, you'll refuse healing, etc. Or you have a chance of getting a virtue, which makes you stronger for the rest of the run, and it reduces your stress quite a bit and may even heal you, etc., etc. If you get all the way to 200, you have a heart attack, and it immediately brings it down to 0 hit points. Now, as you saw with Dismas before, 0 hit points is not the end of the road. You still have to be dealt a death blow. You could theoretically be hit 100 times in a row and avoid being killed if you keep rolling your death blow resistance. Because once you're dealt a death blow, you're gone forever. The way to recover from being on death's door, which is the status effect that you're put in once you're at 0 hit points, you heal out of it, and you'll be out of death's door. You'll keep a small debuff for the rest of the run, but it's better than being dead. Now you can be brought back to death's door, but then you can just keep healing out of it. You know, it tries to be a little forgiving sometimes with that, but I mean, you can still, before you get a chance to heal, you might bleed out on your next turn. You can die from bleeding, from blight, which would be kind of like poison. You can still resist death from that, but you know, it's all at the chance. There's things you can do, of course, with skill. You can get positive quirks, you can get trinkets and stuff. There's ways to do this. This game isn't all RNG. There's a lot of people that can't stand this game because they say it's nothing but RNG. Well, there is a lot of RNG, but there are also ways to counteract that. Again, through trinkets, quirks, proper planning, team synergy, stuff like that. Now, I'm not the best when it comes to synergy. I often forget what's good with what, so I'll tell you straight up, I'm not that good at this. I'm okay, but I'm sure some pro would watch me play this and go, "What the fuck is he doing? What an idiot! What do you put those people together for? And going to that dungeon? Are you kidding me? I don't know. I'm just playing. Leave me alone. I'm playing on Radiant for fuck's sake." But yeah, there's God, how many classes are there? Like 16? I mean, there's like 12 or 13. Oh, shit. Plus I added a few. Well, it has to be more than 12. Because I know on my other file that I can't have more. 16 is probably about right. And then I add the other ones. I don't know if that's 16 with Musketeer or without. But Musketeer is the same thing as Arbalest, so I don't know. But yeah, so we've got 4 of those classes already. We have our Crusader here, typical frontline guy. He tells people that they're heretics, and that hurts them. He can protect himself. He's got some support abilities. That's nice. Oh, that's actually pretty good. I don't know if I ever paid attention to that before. This is actually a pretty good set. I think the only thing I would swap out is, I don't know, I wouldn't even do that. Because this Bulwark of Faith is free torch. So that's useful to keep around if nothing else. Plus you get the self buff and stuff like that. You got stun, basic attack. Yeah. Different character, as you may see here, certain attacks can only be used from certain positions. The way these dots are glowing is like how strong they are from these positions. Now, with the skills he has equipped, he can't do jack shit back here. Now, if you buy more skills, you can, swap the ones you have in and out. You can only bring 4 with you into a dungeon. So remember that. And then these are the targets he can hit. He can't hit anything in the back row. The reason these aren't completely filled is because one of his abilities doesn't hit any enemies at all, but it will hit allies. And then we have camping skills. This means nothing on short adventures, but on medium and long ones, you'll use firewood to set up camp. And you could use various things to reduce stress, apply buffs, heal, stuff like that. And that's enough of that. Highwayman, He's great in like the second or third slot. He can do melee attacks, and he has a gun. He can. Anytime you see down there in the target range down there how they're linked, that means it hits everybody in those slots. You don't just pick one; it hits all of them. Now it does a lot less damage, as you can see from the damage mod, but it hits a lot of people. That's cool. We got self buffs. We got stuff like tracking shot here, which deals a little bit of damage to somebody, but it also gives them a pretty significant self buff. Stuff like that. You have ones like this that will move you forward in your battle position. Keep that in mind. I don't really like those kinds of moves, but if you have a party built around that, it's great. Open vein. This is strong or weaker than Wicked Slice. See, this has a plus 15%. It doesn't say plus, but it means plus. 15% damage modifier to your normal 5 to 10, assuming no protection. This does less damage, but it has a chance to bleed. Now, it says 100% base. That doesn't mean 100% chance to cause bleed, because the enemies have resistances too. Say I use this 100% chance bleed against himself, and he's got a resistance of 40%. So that means he's got about a 60% chance, barring, any other things that come into play. Got a 60% chance of actually applying the bleed to himself. And yeah, traps is a special one. You're not always going to see traps, but when you trigger one, this is your chance of actually getting affected by it. In his case, it's 50%. But what makes traps special is you can also disarm traps you actually spot in time. Just take this number, add 40% to it. That's your trap disarm chance. Certain classes are better at it than others. Highwaymen, grave robbers are really good at it. Plague doctors are pretty good too. Well, the one I had before was. This one, not so much. Oh, maybe because the one I had before was actually leveled up. Plague Doctor, best from the back or close to the, just somewhere in the back. She can throw, yes, that is a she. See these boobies there. In fact, I'll prove it to you! Yeah! These are some of the skins I got. See, at least they have it's a little ridiculous, but at the same time, I don't know, madness, I guess. And this is just a different one altogether that I got. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but whatever. Okay, and she's got some. She can clear blights and bleed. She can cause stun to both people in the back, blight both people in the back. 4 points a round for 3 rounds. If this battle lasts 3 rounds or more, that's 12 damage for that. That's pretty good. Plus the initial damage up front, and that's to 2 people, assuming it lands on both of them. This is for grenading people in the front. Just your basic cut. And this one will just shuffle the party around, which is very interesting, and it gets rid of corpses. Corpses can, if an enemy dies from any damage other than blight or bleed, it will leave a corpse behind, and the enemies can't move forward then, which can be a problem. It depends on your setup, but it can be a problem. It almost acts as a shield, sort of. I mean, you can still strike past it as long as your abilities can hit that. But like, say if we have 2 corpses in the front, our Crusader friend can't hit anything because he's got 2 goddamn corpses in front. So he has to hack away at those corpses or do something else. What the fuck? What was that? Was that my Alexa talking up? That's weird. Anyway, but yeah, but there's some abilities that will just clear all the corpses on the field. This is, if nothing else, this is used for that. This acts as a stun. It can shuffle a single enemy. So if there's like a mage in the back that's being really annoying, use this on them. They might get shuffled to the front, and all of a sudden they're not very good anymore because all their good skills are meant to be used while they're in the back. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into these battles. And then we have stuff like buffs. That's nice. And then we have a Vestal. The Vestals are your basic clerics or whatever. Can do stuff on the front line. Actually have some decent abilities for the front line. So they can serve as sort of a tank, I suppose. But for the most part, you're better off just leaving them in the back. I should probably put her in the third slot. You can use everything from the very back, so we'll just put you in the back when the time comes. Now then, well, we'll start naming people probably next video. For now, we'll stick with what we got. We'll go with that. This skin's sort of tasteful, so we'll go with that for now. And what do I get for the Vestal? Yeah, I just got the long hair variants, it looks like. Okay, that's fine. Go with that one, I kind of like that one. And just to play around with this for a bit. Hey, there's that. Oh, look at that! Oh. So there's our female highwayman. She doesn't believe in shirts, as you'll see in some of the animations. No, you can't actually. There's no nips or anything, but it's like, whoa, she didn't wear a shirt today. Well, we have this guy from Yarnum. How about that? I thought it was kind of cool, and I didn't want to bring in stuff from other games, but this is something that actually kind of fits the aesthetic, so that's fine. We can go with this one for now for you Bloodborne fans out there. And Reynald, you can go with your War Cleaver here, or you can be a lady. We'll give you the War Cleaver for now. It doesn't do anything. It's just a visual. Okie dokie. And what else can we do? Ancestors' Memories. This is just where you can see old cutscenes and stuff.
Know the tragic extent of my failings.
Yeah. And we can also go to the graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
The Honky House Estate. Now, I can't use any of the other buildings right now because we have to go do some quests. So, with that in mind, let's go do quests.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Interesting. It's called Red Hook if it's set this way. If I do it the other way, it's the usual suspects. Why is that Red Hook? Interesting. Now, these names don't do anything, but if you set up parties certain ways, they'll get a special title. Doesn't do anything, as far as I know, but yeah. Now, this is our quest screen. From here, you can see how long it is, what level is appropriate, and what your goal is. Now, this right here is your firewood. This only matters for medium and long quests, or oh, this is a medium anyway. We don't want to go to the darkest dungeon. We can. It won't end well. We're not going to do that. Also, interesting thing about the darkest dungeon. It's so shitty that once you bring a team in there and they come out, they'll never go back in again. Now, on Radiant it's different, but I went ahead and turned on the rule that says, no, we're going to treat it like all the other things. Once they go in, they won't go back in again. So you gotta make since you have to do like at least 4 missions in here, you gotta make sure you have at least 16 people ready to go. The good thing is though, people that have been to the Darkest Dungeon, while they won't go in again, if they go on other adventures everywhere else, anybody else that's in the party with them that hasn't been in there will get like buffs and stuff. Just by their presence, we're like, holy shit, this guy is the super badass. That's neat. So yeah, that's the thing. Bite reserves. Well, it's a trinket. It's the only quest available to us, so let's roll.
The cost of preparedness measured now in gold, later in blood.
Oh dear. Now, just by having certain classes with you, you'll get free goodies. Anytime you bring a Vestal, free holy water. If you bring a plague doctor, free anti-venom. Yeah. Now, on a short quest, you want to bring about 8 food. That should be good enough. Bring a shovel. Bring a key. Bring, like... it depends on the torches. I'll bring 6 for now. I've got a torch ability. It's fine. If you want to play it safe, bring 8. You'll be fine. Anything you don't use, you sell it back in the end, but you don't get jack shit for it. You get like... hell, do you even get like 20%? You don't get much. So don't be afraid to use your shit along the way, because you're not going to get much back. If you want to play things super safe, bring 2 keys and 2 shovels, or bring bandages to stop bleeding. Medicinal herbs, holy water, and stuff. Because stuff like holy water, herbs, stuff like that can also be used on some of the things you can interact with. And I always forget what works on what. So, this is going to be funny. I'm going to make all the mistakes. So hopefully this turns out to be a little more interesting than Rimworld. Rimworld was getting to the point where it was like, well, there's nothing really going on. If I could deal with these raids easy enough, it's just like waiting for stuff to happen. At least with this, you don't know who's going to make it through any given quest, just because anything can fucking happen. Okay, let's go. We don't have anywhere else to go. Let's go here. Free torch. Now, here's the thing about the torch I forgot to explain. Now, there's 4 levels of light. From 76 to 100, 75 to 51, 50 to 26, and... or is it 24 to 0? Or whatever. You get the idea, right? It's basically increments of 25. While it's bright out, you have higher dodge, you have a higher chance to have stuff just appear on the map and say, hey, you're able to sense that this is a treasure room, there's a battle right here, there's a trap right over here, whatever. That just kind of happens randomly. And you have a super chance of surprising enemies. Now, as the light goes down, your chance to dodge goes down, your chance to scout goes down, your chance of surprising the monsters goes down, your stress level goes up, their chance to surprise you goes up, and yeah, so it's like, wow, why would you ever want the torch to go down? Well, you get more loot when your torch is down. If you remember from earlier, well, I snuffed it purposely, trying to get a key. I did get a lot of cash out of it, but I didn't get what I wanted. That's just the way it goes. Oh man, that one's fucked up. Are all my Crusader skins gonna be like that? Or is it just this one? Can I change skins in the middle of this? Yeah, I can apparently. Well, I know the female Crusader worked. Okay, now, these guys have a really high chance to... I mean, I'm taking a 100% chance to bleed against 200% bleed resistant. Not happening. If I had 210% chance to bleed, it could work. Even though they shouldn't bleed, but it would be theoretically possible. But such as it is, not happening here. Besides a little torch, why not? It says you're a heretic!
Continue the
destroy them.
Okay, so all the animations are fine except for that. I know female Crusader worked. I hope I didn't like permanently fucked up anything. If I did, I'll just restart the file off screen and go through this again. So things may be a little different, but whatever. Unlock strong box. Okay, there's nothing to worry about this one. I mean, there's a chance we can get something bad, but that's life. Okay, that one was fine. And we got a free shovel. Neat. Oh, we got a scouting. All right. It didn't go very far, but there's a battle coming up. If I could just use a torch.
May we find victory.
Now, anything that says 90% of rooms, usually if it's a small number of rooms like this, basically explore all the rooms except for one. Even if does the math even work out for that? No, the math does not work out for that because there's 8 rooms, right? And if you explore 7 of them, that's 87.5%. Technically, not enough, but it says good enough. So just keep that in mind. Okay, these are why you want shovels. And there's other. These are called curios and stuff like that. Sometimes you can use shovels to break open lock boxes and stuff like that. You don't get as much loot as if you use a key, but you know at least you can open it. Rubble is one of the worst things you can come across. This is if for no other reason you use shovels to get through this because you take a little bit of damage and you take a ton of stress damage, and your light goes down quite a bit. So keep that in mind. We got a battle coming up. Now the female Crusader, oh shit. The female Crusader is almost indistinguishable from her male counterpart, but she does have the little wings on the side. It will open up when she does certain things. There we go. I'm used to playing the PS4 version. Even though I just got done doing a bunch of testing for this. We're not killing them. I have a chance to at least kill one like this. There we go. Don't. Get up here, bitch. Yeah. And it got rid of that corpse. Kaloo Kalay. Just a little bit of a heal. I didn't want to disorient the other one. I guess it wouldn't have mattered much. Stabby! That's a nice bleed. Okay, she's dead for sure, because next time it's her turn, she'll bleed out. Now, they don't get, they don't go to death's door. They just die. So, there is that. Damn it!
A death by inches.
Can't do anything from where she is, so she has to just go with that.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Neat. Okay, so we won't be using the Cleaver Crusader, so we'll have Reynald will go back since he's well known as a dude. Could it be a girl? I don't know. We'll have our next Crusader be Lady Crusader. But for now, though, he's gonna stay as well. No. I better go ahead and switch it now, I suppose. Yeah, we'll just go with that one. It's fine. And Dismas will stay, a male version. I'll have a female highwayman. Anything I have like unique skins for, I'll try to make sure we have at least, one of that specific skin in there. And highwaymen are good anyway, so I don't mind having two. Too bad I didn't scout. Or couldn't scout. Try it this way. Oh, a key and a torch. Nice. You just take random stress damage because it's like, oh shit, spooky. Ooh, heirloom chest. I picked it correctly. Ah, only 1 damage, but oh shit, the stress damage, and it killed the torch. You get your bitch ass up here. Ow. Fuck all of you. I ain't killing you, so I don't see him. Let's go ahead and heal. Probably should have done the party heal, but whatever. That was a good heal, so eh. Oh, god damn it. Well, fudge. You're a cunt. Fuck all y'all.
The enemy crumbles.
Party heal, group hug. Eat it, turd. Oh. Try another stun. Hey. Oh, god damn it. Only hit the corpse. Anytime you guys get a deal a crit, people get some people get healed some of their stress. If somebody gets crit though, they'll take additional stress damage. So keep that in mind.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Nah, that's stupid.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Yay, get ready to melt, bitch. Oops, I didn't mean to do that again. But hey, worked out for the better.
Their formation is broken. Maintain
Sweet.
the offensive.
Oh boy, oh boy. It doesn't say anything special. It's like, oh, just open up and get some heirlooms. But, do this. Hidden compartment every time with a heirloom chest. Looks like we can get more heirlooms than usual, but we did get some cash. Neat. Okay, there's a trap coming up. On our way. Now, if you know there's no battles coming up, it might be okay just to leave the torch low, just in case when you do come across treasure, you might get more of it. Okay, now, whoever you have selected at the time, is who's going to interact with something. When you're dealing with a trap, pick your best person to disarm it. Okay, a little closer. There we go. And a successful disarm will get you a little bit of a stress heal.
As the
Just
light
click on
gains
that.
purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Uh-oh. Kleptomania's
A handsome
striking.
reward for a task well performed.
God damn it. It's 4... You want to get that healed ASAP. Kleptomania fucking sucks. I could have had 4 more crests. Every now and then that'll pop up. That's why you want like food in multiples of 4. It'll heal your party, but if you don't deal with your hunger, you'll take damage and stress damage. Okay, now we'll head down here. We don't know what's on the way over here. Good thing we got that extra shovel. Just in case. Ooh, another heirloom chest. Don't care right now. Oh my god, why? Why would you miss him? Kill these fucks, they're awful, they're garbage. Get up here. It's not the ones that deal high damage you gotta worry about. It's the ones that deal 0 damage you gotta worry about. And that's legit. Oh, well, that's no good.
Executed with impunity.
Well, that's a turn wasted. Hey, both blighted. Probably should have tried for stuns, but, you know, it's fine. Ow. Not interested right now. No, that's rude, but, you know. Guess I should tell people when I'm trying to record. Trying to stun them both. I got one of them. You ain't doing shit. You're melting next turn, so we're done with you. Owie, death's door.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Easy there, hombre. You're fine. Get back in the fight. Now he's got a little debuff until the end of the quest. It's not huge, but I mean, it adds up.
The slow death.
Bye-bye.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
The light, the promise of safety.
You have stun resist. Let's try for 1 point of damage. Don't!
Slowly.
He did have super blight though, because bleeds and blights do stack upon one another, as do buffs and whatnot. Got shovel, some crest. We don't need the shovel anymore, but we can sell it. Hey, quest complete! Wrong. Gotta open this. Don't leave without opening your fucking thing.
Hacks laden with
See, we
loot.
would have left 8 crests and 4
Often low on
buffs behind.
supplies.
Don't do that shit. Room battle with Curio. Do I want to bother with that? Nah, it's about time to end this video anyway. Let's a go. Gimme, 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 gimme. Excellent. Uh-oh. Natural swing, okay. Boo! But hey, we can send him to go gamble, and we might actually get better stuff, so... keep that one. Orange Explorer. Hey, nothing like awful. I'm not sure what Bloodthirsty is. Or what it procs on. But yeah. When do we get the Sanitarium?
All the
like
decadent
week 3 or week
horrors I have
4.
seen pale in
Get the Tavern and the
comparison
Abbey
to
now.
final, crowning thing. I could not look, nor could I look away.
Righto. Now then. First things first, go to the stagecoach. Ooh, we got a Musketeer, another Crusader, Antiquarian. We need all these things.
A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A
Yeah.
zealous warrior.
Antiquarian.
She searches where others will not go.
You'd
and
never guess that was a
sees
female.
what others will not see.
Other people you can somehow tell they're female. You can't really tell this one. A Musketeer.
A champion markswoman. Keen for a new kind of challenge.
The only way you can tell she's kind of feminine is that she's like a little more slender or whatever.
Elusive, evasive, persistent. Righteous traits for a rogue.
Yeah. Obsessed with sainthood, eh? So he's probably gonna fuck with any holy relics he finds in the room, without whether you like it or not. What else do we got here? Misses the spot. Less crit chance. That kind of sucks. Plus, ooh, that's not good. More stress damage if torch above 75. We can remove that, but evasive. That's good. What the fuck? You see the problem here, right, folks? Minus 20% stress damage received if torch above 75. But plus 20% stress damage if torch above 75. It happens. It happens. So, okay, nothing negative here. But if we get rid of that, you know. And yes, you can get rid of negative quirks. If you can only have 5 quirks on each side at a time. If you get more negatives or more positives than what you can hold on each side, they'll start randomly replacing. You can lock in so many good quirks. You can do that through the Sanitarium. More on that later when it becomes available. While we're on the subject, you will be our female Crusader. We'll probably give you a proper name later. I'll have to think about that one. And you've got good moves. You don't wish you had Zealous Accusation instead of Holy Lance, but Holy Lance is a pretty good move, but I don't really use it the way I use my Crusaders. It's good for a shuffle party. Okay, what did you start with? Pistol shot, grape shot, blast, tracking shot, duelist advance. I don't like duelist advance. Much rather have Wicked Slice or Open Vein. All in good time. Let's see, who else did we get? We got a musketeer. Aim shot. This is, again, most of this is the same as an arbalist. I'd have to have an arbalist on hand to see just how different they are now, since this is a reworked musketeer. But, yeah. Let's see. What color do we want to go with? Nothing. We don't have anything special for the musketeers. Just like, just different palette options. I kind of like that one actually. I'll go with that one. Okay, what we got here? We got sidearm. That's good. Oh, it's changed. It doesn't give a speed buff anymore. It gives riposte, whatever. Let's see, it moves you back one, so it's not as preferable. Before, it would hit a random target and it'd give you a speed buff. Smoke screen. It's stuns, no damage. Small chance to stun. Small chance for. No, you hear 80, it's like, that's not small. You factor in the resistances, that's a small chance. Buckshot. Doesn't move stuff back anymore. Just hit. It's basically a grape shot blast. Okay. Call the shot. Aim shot. Patch up. Distress heal. And it gives a little bit of a buff. Skeet shot. Clear marking target. Buff target. +2 speed. I don't know why that'd be skeet shot, but whatever. It's what they already had the animation for, so. I saw damage and range skills. That sucks. That's like really shit, actually. But it's what we got. Now, later on, you can afford to just get rid of people and say, well, we're waiting for better recruits or whatever. Because I'm not going to spend all my money getting these people up to snuff. But, yeah. Antiquarians are useless. Mostly. So, all their skills are shit. This is your basic melee. She doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so it's 3 to 5 damage attack. 1 point per round deep blight. That sucks. It does debuff the target so they're more vulnerable to other blights, though, so that's somewhat helpful. It's a self buff. It's a weak one. Flash powder. It has a very, very, very small chance of hurting something. Well, actually, if it's minus 100%, I don't know if it can. Whatever. But minus 5 accuracy. What the shit? It's garbage. Fortifying vapors. That's super weak. It's a very, 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 very small heal. Invigorating buffers. You give somebody that's very small dodge buff. This one's pretty okay. This protects the antiquarian, and it gives it forces the target to take damage for the antiquarian, but it at least gives them +5 dodge and +20% armor. So that's useful. And at least nervous stab can be used from anywhere in the party, and it can hit almost everything. So that's not horrible. You take protect me, you take nervous stab, and then you just I guess festering vapors and probably fortifying vapors. It's whatever you want to use. Most of the skills are garbage, but at least this one's pretty okay. And this one's a good setup for somebody that's actually a good blighter. Good for compounding blight damage on targets, especially on a boss or something. But the camping skills is where it's at. Also, she just has this innate ability to where she'll just find antiques, which are like additional treasures. They have no use other than you just sell them. More money. Take her on longer trips. Not that I'd really recommend that. Also, I think she might find more gold in general. I'm not sure. But anyway, she has some things like we ignore these first 3. Everybody has these first 3, so ignore those. If you use this while camping, produces a random supply item. This is stuff like torches, holy water, whatever. This will produce a random trinket. That's nice. This is a buff to just increase their resistance against danger everything. And then this is just so somebody receives way less stress damage, which can be pretty useful if especially if somebody's getting close to the brink. So, you only need one antiquarian, so this is the one we'll be keeping, I guess. Torch below 26. I'm not even going to worry about that one because I don't keep my torch that low unless I'm just out of fire. This is spot one -1% crit. Whoopty shit. She's okay against unholy, I guess. And what will your color be, ma'am? We have these two. I kind of like this one, so I'm gonna go with that. Okay, and we'll figure out the rest of this off screen. And then we're gonna start naming people. So if you want to be named, I already have a few people lined up. Jack, you're gonna have to wait a bit until I can get one of what you want. Hisani, Nugira, you can have yours like as soon as the next video. So yeah. Okay. I guess all that being said, oh wait, there's new buildings. So now we have the Abbey and the tavern. These are used for relieving stress.
And curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Now, when people aren't doing anything, they'll heal like 5 or 10 stress just by sitting around doing nothing. This is assuming that they're not in the... I don't think they'll heal stress while they're in the sanitarium. I'm not sure. But while they're just sitting around doing nothing, they will heal a little bit of stress. If you want to speed that up, though, say if you got somebody like one of these two that's got a decent bit, I'm not sure if I'd waste it on only 40% stress or whatever they're at right now. Because the bar alone will heal like 45. I might toss one of them in the bar or something. I don't know. It's not really necessary. I've got... Well, then again, I've only got... I'm not going to have a healer for next time. That's a problem. Or will I? She doesn't have nervous stab. This setup sucks. This is a terrible one. So she doesn't even have fortifying vapors. You have a stress heat. Oh, no, you don't have yours. So that doesn't matter. You have... I mean, you've got a heal. Maybe if I took both my Crusaders, I'd be okay. I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. Well, I just have to risk taking my Vestal again. I don't know. Anyway, this is like 45 stress, 55 stress, 65 stress, something like that. So sometimes they'll do things like, oh, you'll get them back next week, but sometimes they may be like, oh, they're not done drinking yet, they're gone for another week, or whatever. So you don't have to pay again, but still. Gabbing Hall's a little different. It's still a stress heal either way, but you have a chance on losing money or losing more money, or losing a trinket, or getting more money and getting another trinket. It just depends. So if Dismas is like really stressed in the future, wait, no. Okay, here's a problem. He starts off with known cheat. That is bad. Means he can't gamble. So I'll have to get that removed at some point if I want to make use of skilled gambler. Right. On to the Abbey. Nothing special here. It's just more of the same, except no...
The Abbey calls to the faithful.
Except I don't think there's any special effects tied to either of these three. So really you want to work on the bar more. But the Abbey's there for, you know... Like, Renaud, the only thing he'll do for stress relief is praying, so... It's funny how flagellation, like, de-stresses people. You're whipping the shit out of yourself, making yourself bleed. And it's like, I feel so good. But, I mean, the Abbey is still worth investing in a little bit, but mostly focus on the bar. Although, then again, I think the bar has, like... I don't know if people actually have a thing where it comes up where it says, hey, they feel like they need to pray longer, or hey, they need to flagellate longer. Not like with the bar or the brothel where they're like, no, I'm not done here yet. So maybe that's the difference now that I think about it. I've had that happen before with the bar. I don't think anything like that's happened with the Abbey. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me. Because I haven't played as much of this as I should have. And certainly not since full release. Except on PS4, really. So, alright. I'm going to start looking through things. Start naming people. Figure out what I want to do. And figure out how I'm going to tackle the next dungeon. So, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you're enjoying this. And I'll catch you next time.